Okay, and just like that, we're back. It's another episode of the Hot Seat podcast brought to you by Domestique Cycling. We bring pro cyclists right into your earbuds, so hopefully that's what you're into. Now, you might like this podcast, and if you do, what would be hectic is if you could subscribe. It kind of helps. So helping this pod helps you, and in a way, it's kind of selfish for you to hit subscribe because it means we can bring you more of these things with more pro cyclists. So go on, be selfish. You deserve it. Skip that chocolate bar and hit subscribe instead. It'll make you feel good. Have you done it? You feel good, don't you? All right. Now, here to make you feel really good is a dude who has been proper around the block. He's only 23 years old, and he's from the same country as pretty much every successful Australian actor. He says clothes pig instead of clothes peg, and thongs are apparently jandals, but don't hold any of this against him. Sports fans, let me introduce you to Finn Fisher-Black. Mate, you've been a bit crook lately. How are you going?
Yeah, no, thanks for having me on. I've got a bit crook last week in Poland, which was a bit of a shame. I felt like I had some pretty good legs back again, so was gutted to miss out on a result there. But the focus was always on the Vuelta, so I went home and recovered last week, and I'm back healthy now, ready to go.
Have you been testing the legs out, or is it pretty relaxed? Do you know that they're firing?
Last week actually, like I went super easy because I was super worried about getting sick again, like just making it worse because I had quite a bad I got the flu quite bad earlier in the year and it knocked me out for like 3 weeks off the bike. So I was like really worried about doing that again and then missing the Vuelta. So last week I went like really easy, and yesterday actually had our first day doing some efforts again. We did some triple T training with the team here in Italy, and yeah, legs feel good, fresh, which is nice, especially going into a 3 week race. I feel like you need that. So no, I'm feeling good.
Just because I saw that, we'll get to the Vuelta a bit later, but before we do get into anything, it's one of the first, like, I haven't seen a Triple T this year. They used to be everywhere, but they're rare as hen's teeth these days. How's the team prepare for something that I'm assuming you don't train for?
Yeah, exactly. I mean, the hardest thing as well is like getting a group of 8 guys together that have never done a triple T together. So it's like, yeah, that kind of, I mean, a triple T is a lot about, yeah, how a group kind of works together, obviously. And I mean, it's a difficult thing for the team. So we've flown here a day earlier than most teams so that we could do a team time trial training yesterday and just kind of get the hang of it with everyone, 8 guys who have really, never been in a line before together. So it's just kind of getting the feel for it with each other. And I think it's super important, and you can make a massive difference in just one day of training, which hopefully we'll see pay off next week.
Yeah, totally. Look, don't take offense to this. I know you are a bit of a TT aficionado, but I find them about as boring as watching paint dry. But one thing that I do love is a team time trial. I really like watching those. So I'm actually genuinely excited to see a team time trial in a major tour this year. It's awesome.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I mean, to be honest, I tend to agree. But I mean, team time trials definitely can be good to watch. I mean, especially the last one we did in the Vuelta in 2023. For us, it wasn't that nice, but I can imagine on TV it was pretty good to watch in Barcelona with the rain and all the drama there. But hopefully,
Was that
be a bit better
was that
for
the
us
one
this
where
year.
it was like basically nighttime?
Yeah, we
Like the
started in
storm
the
came.
night.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah. I mean, I remember like being on the start line and I completely just like accepted fate that I was going to crash, like it's like I just thinking like, there's no way I'm getting around this. And you just see like the TV before we're heading out, there's just every team, like 3 guys crashing. But in the
Yeah.
end was all right. Yeah.
Was there talk about running a front light on that course?
Yeah, I mean,
Bit of
I
a
remember
beacon?
as well. It was like because you have such a detailed plan on like how many seconds you want to stay on the front, and then everyone was just kind of hogging the front, like trying to stay on the front longer because it's the only place you could see where you're going.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Yeah, totally. No, to be like in those rainy bunches where the best place to be is to be on the front because you don't get all that shit
exactly.
spray.
Yeah,
Hey, so we normally kick these off with a bit of a quickfire question. So these are a bunch of unseen questions. You haven't seen them. And our leader at the moment is Amanda Spratt. Well, technically, there is a podcast that has been recorded but will come out after this, and they are actually the leader on 11. I'll keep that guest secret. But Amanda Spratt is on 10 questions in a minute, and Michael Storer is on 9 questions in 1 minute. I've got 16 in front of me, so hopefully you don't absolutely smash the record. Otherwise, I'll be making these up
For
off
16.
the top of my head. But are you ready?
Yep, let's do it.
Okay, so pro you'd like to get a beer with.
Oh, let's go. Dada, he's always fun for a beer.
Okay, not the best out. Would you rather fight a horse-sized duck or 100 duck-sized horses?
100 duck-sized horses.
Okay, best training tune. So best song for training.
Anything, Lil TJ. No, that's my effort song.
Okay, pizza or pasta?
Pizza.
Maglia Rosa or the Malio Rojo?
Let's go Rojo. Let's go Rojo.
Malio Rojo.
We're in the spirit of the Vuelta.
Best movie ever. Ooh. Yeah, and last one, best movie ever.
Good Will Hunting.
Oh, I've never seen that. I've actually never seen it.
It's a good one.
That's the Robin Williams, Matthew Damon,
Ben
and Ben
Affleck.
Affleck,
Yeah.
and he wrote that together. Hey,
Yeah.
yeah, no, never got round to it. It came out at a time when all I wanted to see was like Triple X films, like not Triple X's in porno films, but like, you know, when Vin Diesel was doing those Triple X films.
Yeah.
And like Fast and Furious was out and stuff. And then there was Good Will Hunting, and it just didn't really seem to have the same draw for me. So I gave that one a miss, but I've heard it's one to come back to.
I'm always on deep and meaningful films, to be fair.
Yeah, fair call. I'm the opposite. I love just some proper action film. If I'm sitting down to watch a movie, which I don't get heaps of time to with like the fam and everything going on, I just want to watch some just stupid action film. If The Rock's in it, I know he's a bit of a douche, but I just love watching, someone punching someone else's head in. It's good value. Hey, hopefully you perform better next week than you did in that. That's 7. So you are you're trailing a bit, but it's okay.
Let the side down.
It's you know what? I read a book, and the guy's theory is you kick all your bad goals before the game, and then you save them all up for after.
Yeah,
so you know what? Let's hope that's a good omen for the Vuelta. So Kiwis, are you guys like planning a hostile takeover over the pro peloton? What's going on with the representation of New Zealand over there? There's quite a few Kiwis.
Yeah, it's pretty cool to be a part of. Like I feel like, I mean, it's cool as well because this whole group that is coming through now, like we've all been racing together since we were so young. So it's like, it's cool to see everyone kind of still at it and doing so well. And, you know, we push each other along, I feel like. So it's, it's really special to be a part of.
Yeah, awesome. And obviously being from New Zealand, those who aren't aware, population of New Zealand is only 5.3 million. I had to Google that. And it's way down the off the east coast of Australia. So basically you could not be further from the European circuit in New Zealand. How are so many of you getting over there? What's the process? Is there some amazing development going on there?
Yeah, I don't know. I just think like, I mean, I think it's just that kind of group that we had just push each other along so much. And that was kind of like our development. And at the time in New Zealand cycling, it was quite strong. Like we had a lot of races and also, like coming over to Oz, and there was a lot of races with you guys as well. And I think it was just doing really well, the sport then. But now it's sad to see. Like I feel like in New Zealand, I don't know about Australia, but it's kind of the racing's starting to disappear a bit, and there's less numbers in the juniors now, and you don't see as many guys coming over. But I mean, hopefully that's something that'll change again. Hopefully we can change that and see more coming over again.
It is similar in Australia. There is a lot of talk about how to reinvigorate racing. I don't know whether it was the same for you guys, but COVID really hit our racing numbers. I think a lot of people discovered virtual cycling during COVID, and there are a lot of benefits to that. And I think a lot of people, I mean, honestly, I'm kind of guilty of it as well. If it's not the perfect conditions, I might just stay home and do an indoor race instead of going to the local crit. And yeah, I mean, that plus our funding keeps getting cut, our velodromes keep getting shut. But on funding, I tried to watch your nationals, and you can't even stream it. All they had, there was a camera, I think, at the finish line, and that was it.
Yeah, nah, nationals, nah, no chance. It's a few years ago you could get like some YouTube live stream, but now, yeah, it's. I mean, they chuck it on like the most kind of like out in the middle of nowhere roads. Probably there's no cell phone reception, so don't know how that would go for the TV signal. But
Yeah.
no, it's pretty low key event now. It's I mean, there's still some numbers coming out, but yeah, it's not like the Australian Nationals. You get quite a big crowd out there, and the TV coverage and everything. I remember like every year I watch the Aussie Nationals because it's like the first race of the year, and I'm just like keen to see some cycling. But
Yeah.
yeah, it'd be cool. It'd be cool to have
Yeah.
you know
It's
TV coverage for New Zealand, but yeah, it's just not that kind of event at the moment.
It'd be great because, like you said, the Aussie Nationals, I think everyone is just frothing over it because there's been a gap of cycling for a couple of months, and that's sort of the season opener, and everyone, like, I feel like our nationals gets a lot more attention, than it potentially deserves, just because it is the first race of the season. Yours, like, is right after, I think, February the 8th this year. It would have been great to see it. You could have taken advantage of the momentum, but anyway, it is what it
Yeah,
is. Hey.
exactly. Yeah, yeah. I mean, I would like to have it kind of at the same time as Aussie Nationals because yeah, it's also hard with the European calendar. We've got to come back from down under to New Zealand and then do nationals and then go back to Europe. So, I mean, all the Australians can kind of go straight from down under. But yeah, I mean, maybe it'll change in the future. But yeah, I'll be back to next year, so I'm keen to
What'd
get
be
amongst it again.
sick
Still love
is,
racing now.
yeah,
Sorry,
well,
go on.
what would be sick, and I'm just spitballing here, like, this has just come to me, a bit of a light bulb moment. I think we should get the Kiwis over and do their nationals over at the same time as Australia, and we can have like some All Blacks versus the All Gold, and get
Yeah,
like some proper competition going, mix the nationals up, and then have like a test, your riders against our riders. I reckon that'd be sick.
yeah, well, that was what like the Oceania Champs was all about, and like when I was junior, like it was a big event, and then now kind of like since I turned pro or since I went out of juniors, it's kind of like because this Oceania Champs is in like March or something, it's like just impossible for us to do. But it would be sick if like I don't know, Oshie's was the week after Down Under or something, and then you had all the Aussies and all the Kiwis going at it against each other, and then yeah, it's another jersey for the pro peloton, the Oceania jersey.
Yeah.
Would be cool to have it there, like the Euros get their Euro jersey. Be cool for us to have something as well.
Yeah, 100%. So when I was in high school, I had to learn an instrument, and I picked bass guitar because my older brother was already playing guitar, and I didn't want to compete with him. Your sister is a bloody good cyclist. She's 2 years your senior. Did you just ever consider playing golf instead?
Yeah. Well, it's funny you say that because I mean, yeah, I've this year I started to get into golf a bit, and I mean, it's only fitting. She's gone and done top five in the Tour de France, so I'm falling behind a bit. Maybe I should just carry on that path and just keep it going.
Don't do it. Don't do it. My family's super into golf, and I could never get
Yeah,
it. How
yeah. I
are you
guess
going with it?
not great to be honest. It's just a bit of fun with some friends, but I mean, it's nice after training. Not too much stress on the body. Just go up and
Yeah.
hit some balls around.
There's a local aqua golf near me. Have you ever done aqua golf?
Now, what's
They
that?
drill holes in the balls and they float. So
Oh
it's
yeah,
basically a driving range, but it's out into water, and the balls just float in the water. It's just a good stress reliever. Like, to me,
yeah.
golf is the worst. I just don't have the personality for it. But just going and hitting balls as far as you can is just great for stress release.
Yeah. No, it is good to be fair. Yeah.
All right, so you jump over to Europe at 18 years old. Did you even have a team lined up when you moved over, or did you just go? I've heard some of the guys just go over there and hope that they can line up something in the Belgian Classics or something. What was the process there?
Yeah, I mean, I was pretty lucky because I mean, in juniors, my main thing was track. I only really did track, and then I did
Mm.
both. But like I loved the track, and that was kind of what I was focusing on. And my second year junior, right, at the start of the year, I was I got the IP world record, and then like the next day already. I mean, I had no plans of going to Europe at this point, and the next day already, I was like on a call with the head coach of Jumbo-Visma at the time.
Mm.
Yeah, basically they said, "Oh, you want to come to Europe and we'll pay for everything. You can stay like in this house we have and yeah, we'll do like some testing and maybe you can sign for the development team next year." And so, I mean, I immediately was like, "Yeah, that sounds mega. Like, I'll come and do that." And then it was from that point of view, it was pretty smooth sailing for me. Like you see a lot of guys, and my sister also the year before had just gone and kind of thrown herself in the deep end and gone to do some racing in the UK with, just a domestic level team, no real pro setup or anything. She just kind of, yeah, went straight in the deep end. And then, yeah, I was quite fortunate in that I had, yeah, this opportunity. So, yeah, just presented to me at already in juniors. So, I was lucky from that point of view.
Yeah, that's wild. And that was the Jumbo Visma dev team. That's 2021. You do some races over there, including a couple of races in their World Tour squad. What was that?
Yeah.
What was that like hitting the ground running with those guys? That must have been intense as an 18-year-old or 19-year-old at the time.
Yeah, I mean yeah, it was great, but I was in the development team, but I hardly ever did any like under 23 or development races because obviously it was COVID at the time, so there wasn't many anyway to begin with. And there was so many pro races going on because they had all just been cancelled and they all wanted to come back. So the team was actually like out of riders. So I was getting thrown into all these like, yeah, races, pro races with the World Tour team. And like yeah, just completely also thrown in the deep end. But yeah, just went straight from juniors pretty much straight to racing World Tour teams and racing with guys like Wout van Aert helping him. And yeah, I mean it was quite a big shock and took a lot to get used to, but I mean it was a sharp learning curve, and actually, yeah, I'm grateful that I had to do that at the time, but it was really really tough at the time to be kind of just getting my head kicked in every race. But yeah, I mean it was good to get in there so early, and then now I'm starting to get pretty comfortable, obviously in the World Tour. So yeah, I mean, that's what it takes coming from like the Oz and New Zealand racing. You do kind of have to throw yourself in there a bit and just kind of hope for the best and get your head kicked in for a bit. But yeah, no, I was grateful. I had like the place to grow on that team, and it was pretty good support from the get go.
What was it like? They would have at 2021. They're the informed team. They're the team to beat. What was it like jumping over there and riding along some like you would have been rubbing shoulders with? You just said you're leading out or riding for Wout van Aert. You must have been with some absolute titans. Were you just completely starstruck, or how quickly does that just become? Oh yeah, that's normal.
Yeah, no, it is true. Like I remember, yeah, when I first raced with WoW, it was really yeah, quite a yeah, like realization moment. Like, yeah, it's pretty crazy. I also raced with Jonas, but that was kind of before he really took off, before he won the tour.
Mm.
I mean, they're just normal guys. That's the thing. Like, it's also, yeah, what I realized. I mean, I've ridden for a lot of the world's best riders now, and yeah, you realize, when you're having dinner with them, they're just like normal guys, and you kind of get comfort in that. But definitely coming from juniors and coming from New Zealand, I'd only seen these guys on TV, so it was a big shock in the first place to kind of be like, okay, well, now I'm riding for them. But yeah, no, it was super cool at the time.
Yeah, totally. And from there, speaking of riding with some absolute giants, you then jump over to UAE Team Emirates. So You've identified that the reason that you ended up leaving UAE is because of a lack of opportunities. You're coming into the Vuelta. There's a lot of talk about Almeida and Ayuso and whether they were, whether they're going to cannibalize each other this tour. We saw that to an extent at the Giro with Ayuso and Del Toro. What's the vibe there like? Are there too many cooks in that kitchen? Is that the reason why you felt like you needed to move on?
Yeah, I would say, when Tadej's at the race, there's only one. There's only one cook, and everyone knows it. But it's this next level in that team is just completely stacked. Like, I mean, yeah, it was a cool environment to be in because you got just these like, yeah, so many superstars around you. But I mean, yeah, it does get tricky at something like Grand Tour. There's only three of them, and everyone wants a chance, and everyone wants to go at trying to win them, and they've got a handful of guys that can win a Grand Tour on that team. So yeah, naturally, I mean, there's always going to be some heated moments in a Grand Tour like that, and we've seen it in the past. I mean, not only with UAE, there's a lot of teams, that in the past have had a couple of guys going for the same jersey, and it does get a bit heated because like these guys have been training, years for these moments, and yeah, you can kind of forget the TV's rolling, and it does get a bit heated. But I mean, they're both great guys. I've done camps with Joao and Ayuso, but yeah, I think, and they get along well. They're good mates, and yeah, it's just heat in the moment. Maybe we'll see some drama in this Vuelta, and yeah, we can get the popcorn up. But yeah, we'll see.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's interesting from the outside. There is a lot made of that rivalry, and who's going to be riding for who. What is it like on the inside of a team like that? I mean, you kind of, to an extent, have that in your team at the moment. You've got yourself, you've got Roglic, you've got Hindley, and now Lipowitz had a absolutely fantastic Tour de France. And then on top of that, you guys are bringing over Remco Evenepoel next year. You guys going to have the same issue? I mean, like you said, there's 3 Grand Tours and there's quite a few guys there that would like a crack.
Yeah, I mean, it could be, and yeah, I think it's a difficult thing for any team that's kind of growing at this rate to kind of allocate races to riders. But I think, I know Lipo quite well, and I think he's also a guy that can work well with other people. He's not such a dominant personality. Um, I don't know Remco at all, to be honest. But I think he, from racing with him in the bunch, I think he presents himself pretty well. So I'm excited to have him in the team. I think between him and Lipo, I have no idea what they'll do for the tour next year, if they'll both go or if they'll have different focuses. But yeah, I mean, the GC team and our team, the climbers are definitely, that department's getting very busy. And yeah, I think the Grand Tours maybe will be a tough thing for the team to kind of allocate who's going where. But yeah, for me, I'm not bothered. I like to have a leader that I can really work for and believe in, and with Lipo and Remco, we have that. So I'm looking forward to hopefully doing a Grand Tour with either one of them next year and seeing what we can do.
Yeah, 100%. And we talk about jumping over from teams. You've made a jump from Visma to UAE and then a jump from UAE to Red Bull. Has there been any chats about what the intention is in regards to developing Remco? The dude's still super young. Is Roglic going to hang around and try and take on a bit of a mentor role there? What's it look like? Has that even been communicated to you guys?
No, we haven't really. I mean, yeah, we obviously know Remco's coming, but it's something, this kind of thing we don't really talk about until the season's done. I mean, we're focusing really on this year, and then next year probably we'll start to look towards it. I mean, yeah, we will all meet together in October for our like team building camp. That's where we'll all meet Remco, and I'm sure there we'll already start to know kind of what the plan is for next year and who's going where. And yeah, then we can already start to get to know Remco and the new staff that are coming in also. And yeah, start looking forward to what we can do together.
It must be a bit of an exciting time. You know, you guys are bringing over essentially a titan of the sport. Evenepoel is one of the big three. He's often talked about, you know, Pogacar, Vingegaard, then Evenepoel. You've ridden with three of the big threes now. Yeah, you
Yeah.
collecting passport stamps. What's the what are they like? You know, you said they're just like normal people. We see Poggy sort of joking around and mucking around in the tour. Is that what he's like behind the back, like in the bus?
Yeah, that's exactly what he's like. He's yeah, sometimes you wonder how he's so good because he's just so relaxed, you know. And I think it is something that you can learn from, definitely, you know, like it's you can see, you know, it's one of them things, you know, where um in cycling I feel like you kind of almost need to, yeah, have a relaxed mindset because so much goes wrong that you need to be able to adapt, and he's just like brilliant at that. You know, he's yeah, he can adapt in any situation, and you know, we've seen it in the past. It's kind of, yeah, the guy doesn't really have many bad days, and it's kind of because, yeah, he can adapt so
Yeah,
quickly to any kind of, yeah, attack or crash or anything that's thrown at him. And that's, I think, definitely one of his skills. That is why he's so good so consistently.
yeah, 100%. And I guess what was interesting, and I think one of the things that people are probably a bit interested in, is we saw some of that peeled back a little bit. Like, I'm not saying I think Poggy handled the Tour de France really well, but he's always come across as this person that has so much energy, endless bounds, a bit like an energizer bunny. And there was a bit of fatigue. Was that something that you saw in the background at UAE, or does this seem like something new and a bit out of the blue for you?
I mean, yeah, I mean, I only really raced with Tade last year, so I did a couple monuments with him, and then also Canada races.
Mm.
And like, it's something I think people don't realize so much is how big he is getting. And like, you know, he's starting to kind of transcend the sport a bit. It's you know, he's people who don't watch cycling know who he is now. And you kind of we noticed that, especially
Mm.
in Canada, like we'd just be walking to a cafe and we're trying to form a bubble around Tede, so like we can actually get to the cafe so people aren't stopping him. And I mean, yeah, it can come across looking bad, you know, like, yeah, the interviews towards the end of the tour, and then, you know, also I saw also the pictures lately with the jersey he's been wearing. But there is a part of me that kind of
Mm.
understands, you know, maybe he is getting a bit fatigued from that side of thing, from being really, you know, at the top for a number of years now, and kind of being maybe one of the biggest cycling personalities we've ever had. You know, he's starting to grow bigger than the sport. I mean, yeah, maybe it is getting to him. Maybe, yeah, maybe needs a bit of rest before next season. But I think, you know, that fire in him is always kicking. And the thing is, as soon as the flag drops, he loves racing. Yeah, I think that flame's never going to go out.
Yeah, well, I think you know, people will talk bad about the dude, and you know, oh, he's looking really jaded. The guy has had such a long season. He started in the classics. You know, he's crashed in Strada Bianchi and come off, and I'm pretty sure that's the one that he crashed in and then ended up going and taking the win.
Yeah.
He then comes through the tour, wins the Tour de France. Is he the best that we're ever going to see?
Yeah, I definitely think so. I think, yeah, I think it's clear now, especially at whatever 26 or whatever he is. He's already done, yeah, more
Mm.
than what most people can't even imagine. So yeah, I think he could stop now and be already the best we've ever seen, in my opinion. But I think he's still
Yeah.
got probably quite a lot more left in the tank.
Yeah. And that must just be, you know, I guess potentially frustrating, but also a bit of a challenge, you know, how to crack him. is honestly what's exciting about coming into the Tour de France is how a team's going to have a go at cracking him. What was the Red Bull strategy to come with Roglic and Lipowitz to try and sort of one to him, or was the strategy to go for the podium and see what happens? Did you get any insight into that? I know you were.
Yeah, I mean, I think with Lippo, he'd never done the tour. He's also kind of bursting onto the scene at the moment at such a fast rate. So I think they couldn't really say to him like, okay, we need a podium out of you. So I think the idea was to go there with Primoz as the leader, and then Lipo as a backup card. And I mean, I already knew it from the start. I'd just done Dauphiné with Lipo. This guy's phenomenal, and it's maybe he doesn't really back himself yet, but I mean, it's hard to when you're coming up at such a fast rate like this. I mean, only 2 years ago he was Continental or something like that. So I mean, he's really special, and hopefully he starts to gain that confidence and can kind of go into next year maybe fighting for more than a podium. But I think definitely this year, I think if you had told him he'd have a podium by the end of the tour, he'd be pretty stoked with that, and something he wouldn't have been expecting, or the team. I think it was more of a going into the race with no expectations and see what we can do. But yeah.
The team must be stoked about it too, because if you take Lipowitz and his, I think it was second in Paris-Nice, third in the Dauphiné, and third in the Tour de France, they are huge wins to add to the season.
Yeah, exactly. And for the team, I think it's special because they've found Lipo from, he's a Bora rider. They've developed him. They found him, from an Austrian continental team. And it's not like they've gone to another team and bought him out for a lot of money. They've found him, brought him up slowly, and now he's really starting to pay dividends for that. And I think the team definitely sees. I mean, it's clear you can see a good future in this guy. Like maybe he can win a Grand Tour even next year. So I think for the team it's really special. They've got their own rider and developing him towards some pretty cool things.
So is that what attracted you to Red Bull? So you've moved from UAE, you've moved for, I mean, you stated it was for more opportunities at major races, but what's the development structure like? Like you're saying, they've plucked Lipowitz out of an Austrian team and turned him into someone who is, well, he's not a genuine podium threat. He is a podium finisher in the Tour de France. What's the development like at Red Bull? What's that system?
I mean, I already saw, it was a space where I thought I could grow. And already this year, I feel, a lot more, capable than the last couple of years, just from getting that backing from the team and really getting my own opportunities. Like I came to the team and I was really keen on leading, and Down Under and UAE and Poland were my three big races of the year, and obviously the Vuelta now. And they gave me that full support, and went to those three races with leadership to try and see what I can do. Obviously, Poland was cut off by a bit of illness there, but the first couple of races I was really happy with, and can hopefully grow on next year. But for me, it's about like baby steps. Like first, I mean, I'm not ready to lead a Grand Tour or anything, so that wasn't what I was looking for, and I don't really feel like I'm competing with these guys like Lipo and Primoz and Remco. I'm really focused on going for these lower level World Tour races, and this where the opening was in this team, and I don't think that'll change next year either, and hopefully we can go back to these races and try to win them, and that's the goal.
Does that mean we'll see you back at the Tour Down Under 2026?
Yeah, of course. My favorite race of the year. Be back there. I'm looking forward to getting back amongst it.
So one of the other things that I wanted to ask you, there have been some riders that seem to be, if not making career choices based on them, they certainly are talking about it now. We've got Fulsang coming out and saying that he's glad that he no longer has to ride in an Israel Premier Tech jersey, and Demachi said that he's glad to not be riding for them. Was there any, when you jumped over from UAE to Red Bull, was there any consideration about, the sponsors? Did that factor into it at all, or is that something that you don't really, or you didn't really consider?
Definitely, I think there's a line, isn't there? At some point you got to think how your decisions are ethically. But I was quite happy at UAE. I think the setup there was good for me. I mean, there's maybe some teams that I wouldn't go to, but I mean it was never I was never really in the conversation to go to a team like Israel. I never even thought about it. So yeah, I had maybe a few picked out teams last year that I really wanted to go to. This was one of them, and we really drove for this, and I'm glad we could get the deal done so I could come here. But I mean, yeah, it's something I haven't really thought about a lot, really. The I mean, I haven't had to, because of that. I already knew, the teams I wanted to go to.
Yeah.
And yeah, UAE, I was pretty happy at, to be honest. And the guys there were, I mean, in UAE, they just love the sport, and there's nothing fake about it really there. You see the race in UAE tour every year. People there love it. So it's another race I love to do. But yeah, no, not too much thought on that.
Yeah, nice. So we're coming into the Vuelta, and 1,400 meters more climbing than both the Tour de France and the Giro d'Italia. From memory, I had a look at this last night. From memory, both of those were about 53,500 meters, and this is 54,900 or something along those lines. They're stupid numbers. Can you win a stage here?
Yeah, I mean, that's the goal. That's the dream, is to get a stage here. I'm not thinking about GC at all, which is nice because you can kind of switch off some days. We've obviously got a pretty good leader here in Jai, so I'll be looking to help him as much as possible in the GC. But the focus is also to go for stages in this team at this Vuelta, so that's definitely my goal. And I mean, with the legs I had in Poland, I'm confident. It's just about getting it done. And in the first week already, there's a few opportunities. So hopefully we can come out of this Grand Tour with a stage one. That'd be the dream.
Yeah, well, stage 2 is looking like a pretty good one, pretty flat, but, well, I mean, not flat. It trends uphill, but it's not sheer, and then it proper ramps up. I was having a look at the profiles, and it said mountain, and you only have to look at the last, must be a couple of Ks of that, and it is really tough at the end there. If you, like, whoever wins that is in the red. Is there the temptation to just see if you can go on a flyer there?
Yeah, for sure.
Or is that trying to get Jai in the red there?
I mean, it will be definitely. I mean, my kind of recipe to win a race is exactly like stage 2 and stage 3. Those stages are kind of imprinted in my mind at the moment. But I mean, if it's a small group, kind of, which it tends to be on these kind of long kind of elimination climbs. It's a small group and I'm still there. That's how I go for a win and try to. I always kind of have this sprint left in me. So I mean, definitely I'll be looking after Jai, but in the last 500 meters, I'll be going full for the line.
Yeah, nice. And you're coming in here. Vingegaard is the clear favourite. If Jorgensen and Kuss are on, they're going to be an absolute nightmare. What's the plan to try and neutralise that?
Yeah, I mean, I guess Visma is already dreaming of what they did a few years ago with the full podium lockout. But that's our job to try and make sure that doesn't happen again. Try to get Jai on there would be the dream. But I think we could see in the team of Visma and the Tour, there was a little bit of weakness going throughout the Tour. Maybe they've addressed that and they're locked down this time, but I think like every team, we'll be looking for any cracks and trying to capitalize on any bad days that they're having, and yeah, hopefully get our boy Jay up on the podium spots.
Yeah, well, speaking of Jay, what's his form like? Because he had that breakthrough Giro d'Italia win, and as an Australian, I was watching that thinking, here we go, we're on, lads. We've got a new GC contender, but then between now and then, he hasn't really cropped up as much as I guess I was hoping. What's his form like coming into this? How you guys feeling about him?
Yeah, I mean, I think he's always been there. He's just had a bit of bad luck over the years. I mean, obviously that tour when he was in the yellow with the stage when that was pretty impressive. This year I've heard he was really flying in the Giro until he crashed. And yeah, he came down pretty hard in that crash, so that knocked him out for a good part of this year as well. But yeah, he's going well. I think he had a bit of a wobble in Burgos. He said he hadn't done the heat prep for it, but I mean, he said he's put in the work over the last couple of weeks, and hopefully he'll be ready for this one. And we back him. We believe in him. Yeah, he's a Grand Tour winner, so he knows what to do. And yeah, we'll be giving him everything.
Yeah, 100%. And on that, you bring up the heat. My understanding is, I mean, it seems like a world away from here. It's been raining for the last 3 weeks, pretty much straight in Sydney. But my understanding is Europe's going through a bit of a heat wave at the moment. How are you guys planning to prep for that? I've seen like 35-degree days on the cards.
Yeah, it should be a hot one. The last month has been crazy, eh? Like even up in the mountains in Andorra, it's been boiling. So hopefully I'm prepped just from riding normally in Andorra. But I've also been doing some specific heat training. Yeah, looking like a bit of a rookie riding up the hill with all my winter kit on. But yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
hopefully it pays off. These, I mean, I always do like, if I have like an endurance ride, I'll come home and then do the last hour. I live on an hour-long climb in Andorra, so I'll come home, chuck on all my winter clothes basically, and just ride up the hill at about 8K an hour, and just fighting demons the whole way up. But I mean, it's pretty horrible, but hopefully,
Yeah, it just sounds like the
pays off in
worst
the next few
time.
weeks. Yeah, I mean, I'm kind of hoping it is a hot welter because I've done so much prep for it. It's like if it is a cold welter or like rainy welter, it would be kind of a bit of a waste. But yeah,
Yeah. You're getting in the garbage bag. I've seen, the full plastic suit and going on the
yeah,
trainer home.
the hazmat suit. No, I haven't done that. I can't do it on the
Yeah.
trainer. Like I say, like I always prefer to do it on the road because then if you're doing heat training on the indoor trainer, you're doing two things you hate. But if you do it on the road, you're only doing one thing. It's just doing the heat part. But at least I'm outside and got some fresh air. But yeah, I can't do it on the trainer.
Yeah, that's a fair cop. They haven't pushed you to take the hazmat suit out in on the outdoor rides?
Nah, I'm not. Yeah, I can't do that to myself. I just look bad enough with my leg warmers on and my buff on in 40-degree heat. So
You'd get some weird looks, hey. I reckon there'd be a few people if they saw you riding down in the hazmat suit, they'd be running off to get some tin cans, thinking something's
yeah,
about to go down.
exactly.
Hey, who are your who if you were to put a punt on for the jerseys, who do you have for red, green, polka dot, and white jersey for this welter? Who would you be backing?
Uh, well, it's pretty hard to put the red on anyone else other than Jonas. I'd probably say he's clear favorite. And with it being such a mountainous Grand Tour, he's probably going to take the polka dot as well. So I'd say Jonas, polka dot, and red, and I'd say Mads Pedersen is going to be a pretty hard one to beat in the green. He'll be firing for that probably.
Yeah.
But yeah. I mean, maybe the
Yeah.
white. We could say
Yeah.
let's go white to Giulio Palizzari on our team. he could be good. Good for the white. He did good Giro this year, so
Yeah.
we'll chuck him in white.
Yeah, no, good stuff. And one thing that has just popped into my head, let's say Pidcock gets one of the jerseys, he goes on a flyer on stage 2 and he's in red. He's got the Red Bull helmet and he'd be riding in a red jersey. If you look over your shoulder, is there a chance that Pidcock could do a sneaky slide into your lead out train or something? Just
Could
go
be. I feel
undercover
like,
and try and sneak in?
yeah, it could be. I feel like he'd be one of them guys who'd do it even without the jersey. It's just try to nudge in there. But yeah, I mean, yeah, definitely it could get
Actually,
confusing there.
you do look similar, like similar kits, really.
Yeah, yeah.
How do you guys feel about that? Like, you are the Red Bull team. How does it go down? Wout and I mean, Wout wearing the Red Bull helmet is vintage, but Pidcock being in there too. How does that go down with the team that is the Red Bull team?
I mean, for us, it's not too big of a. I'm not too worried about it. I think it's more for like the actual Red Bull athletes, like Tom and Wout. I mean, maybe they're affected by the. Maybe we're bringing down the style points of the Red Bull helmet. It's not as rare anymore. Maybe they're not happy about that. I mean,
Yeah,
there's
maybe.
30 other guys with the Red Bull helmet.
Maybe.
Yeah.
That's true. That's true. So, hey, you're 23. Your best years are very much ahead of you. What do you want to get out of your career? Like, what are your short-term goals for the next couple of years? And by the end of your career, when you're sitting on your porch, on your rocking chair, what do you want to be able to annoy your kids by saying, I did that?
Yeah, I think definitely I was talking about these baby steps and that for me right now is I've got my first pro wins now and now I'm looking for the World Tour win and especially in these week-long races like down under in Poland. The long-term dream would definitely be to have a Grand Tour stage under the belt and also the Ardennes. So Amstel Gold is where this region is where I first came to Europe when I was riding for Visma. I know every road in that race. So that's definitely one of the dreams. And yeah, to be on the porch in 30 years, telling the grandkids about it would be pretty nice. Obviously, also you could throw something like World Champs in there as well. That'd be another dream. But yeah, just to have a
Yeah, totally.
successful winning career would be the goal. But right now, I'm just focused on what's ahead of me in this year, and then we'll look to next year. I don't really think too far in the future. But yeah,
Mm. How would you go at necking the Amstel Gold beer?
yeah.
Saw a
I don't know what
couple of
this is
interesting
about.
cracks at it.
Yeah, like there's a few. I feel like the trend is the guys aren't drinking the beer. Like, man, if I won Amstel Gold, I'd be, that beer would be gone. There'd be a hole in the bottle. But it'd be, I'd be celebrating for the rest of the year if I won. So I think that's got to
Yeah.
change. This just kind of like putting the beer down. Like, come on, guys, it's one a massive race. Like, get amongst it.
Hey, if you do win Amstel Gold, can you make a pact to do a shoey? Put some in your bike shoe.
Yeah, all
Send
right,
it.
we'll do that. Yeah,
We'll
we'll go
send.
for that. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, deal.
The Aussie F1 driver, what was his name? What was the Aussie?
Daniel Ricciardo.
Used to do it all the time. Ricciardo. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah. You channel some of that.
yeah,
Surely
yeah.
your
We'll get
shoes
amongst
aren't as
that.
sweaty at the end of a race as his would have been.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
I'd
yeah.
love
You'd
to
think
see
so.
it. That
Yeah,
would be
he's sitting
unreal.
in like an oven. So yeah, hopefully mine will be a bit better.
Yeah. I think they lose 4 kilograms of water weight, I've seen, or something like that,
Yeah, something
just in
crazy like
one
that.
race. Something
Yeah,
nuts like that.
yeah,
Have you weighed
yeah,
yourself before and after a race? What do you lose?
yeah. Normally, especially in a Grand Tour, be monitoring things like that. So how much water weight we're losing in a race to try and replenish it for the next stage. So yeah, I mean, it's normally anywhere from like 2 to 4 kilos, almost like it especially in the Vuelta with it being so hot, you lose at least 2 kilos of water weight from the beginning of the stage. So Yeah, definitely. It's something we monitor quite closely, especially in a Grand Tour where recovery is so key. So we'll weigh ourselves, and then the nutritionist will say, okay, you got to drink, 3.7 liters before you go to bed, and yeah, that's definitely a big
Well,
focus for us.
yeah, totally. Does that disrupt your sleep? Are you like up all the time having to go and take a pee, or is
Now,
that
because
not an
normally you're
issue because
so
you've lost so much
dehydrated,
water?
like your body's just taking it in. It's just absorbing it. Like after a Vuelta
Yeah,
stage, if it's 40 degrees, yeah, you can be really dehydrated. So it's definitely something we have to stay on top of.
it's insane. Hey, so can you win a Grand Tour? Do you reckon that's in your sitting on the porch, furthest things away? You've said that you love the Welter, you'd like to win a stage there. Is there the potential if everything goes right in your career? Is that something that you think maybe is on?
The way I'm thinking now is probably not, because I've started to
Mm,
realize that I win, you know, I win races in a different way. When I first started my career, I thought I was going to be a climber, and that was always going to be the dream then to win a Grand Tour. But I've started to realize, like as I learn more about myself, I've got this kind of kick and this short power and climbs that are not so long. And that's something I realize I've got to lean into a bit more now. And over the last couple of years, started to, yeah, build a bit more muscle and not be so lean anymore. I mean, it's definitely something you see guys in the past, like Bradley Wiggins or Geraint Thomas. They're generally, taller guys, a bit stronger. They start their career as kind of classics riders and then go into the Grand Tours, and that's something I definitely think about for the future. I mean, but for right now, being a bit younger and yeah, a bit more punchy, I want to kind of lean into that and try and win these specific stages in Grand Tours or week-long stage races. And then maybe in the end of the year and at the end of my career, it could be easier to kind of shed weight and be this 4% body fat kind of like climber. And we can try to go for a Grand Tour if that's my goal then. But for right now and the next couple of years, I'm really focusing on stages, 1 day races and 1 week World Tour races.
Is that exciting? To like, I know in my career, the more I've started to realize my strengths, the more excited I've been about focusing on them. Does that make you excited as a rider, or is that something that you think, do you look at that a bit like, oh, it would have been great to have that? Or is it sort of a, wow, this is what I can throw myself into and I'm really excited about?
Yeah, exactly. I mean, yeah, you kind of every year I learn a bit more about myself and what I can do, and it opens kind of more opportunities. And I see one race and I go, wow, I could try and win that. And then, yeah, I mean, winning's the ultimate feeling we're all
Mm.
chasing. Um, and yeah, chasing that feeling is the best bet in getting closer to it each time. So yeah, it is really exciting, and also just being at the pointy end of a race. Like starting my career, it was always getting my head kicked in, and now to be going to a race with an actual ambition to win is really exciting.
It's funny. So, like, just doing all these interviews lately, everyone seems to use that term, getting my head kicked in.
Yeah,
I think the last 4 interviews, everyone's brought it up at some point. It just seems to be,
unfortunately,
I've
it's
never heard it in any other context. But
unfortunately, it's a common thing in cycling. Um, you lose a lot more than you win, so most of the times you lose, and it can be horrific.
yeah, well, look, hey, we like to end these things asking for some advice from the pros for young riders looking to make it in the peloton. So, what would be one piece of advice or one piece of wisdom that you would pass on?
Um, yeah, I think for me, actually, yeah, we'll go. Yeah, my DS now, Shane. I remember he told me a couple of years ago, like everyone kind of tells you you have a lot of time and a lot, you're young, you got time to do all these things, and no, you got so many races ahead of you. But I've started to realize now, like, yeah, I'm 23 and I'm already fifth year professional now, and this I'm starting to go, okay, now I start to expect results. But I think, yeah, to the younger generation, yeah, I think just to realize that you're on your own timeline, really. And if you see guys around you 19 winning World Tour races, you can't really compare. And you also see guys doing at 29 winning World Tour races. So it's just about realizing, you're on your timeline. Everyone comes from a different place, and your time will come. And yeah, just keep racing and like. Never take any race for granted, because you don't you're not young forever, and go into every race with all guns blazing, and do what you can.
Yeah, no, totally. As someone who has woken up and is now 35, I can 100% back up the fact that you are not young forever. So yeah,
Yeah.
thanks, man. And hey, Finn, this has been absolutely unreal. Thank you so much for coming on. I wish you and the Red Bull guys the absolute success at the Vuelta. I'm absolutely not jealous about the heat. I hate riding in the heat. But if you are interested on following Finn's journey in the race, jump over and follow him on Instagram. He's at Finn Fisher Black. While you're at it, maybe consider following Domestique Cycling too. And we went through this at the start, but maybe you're thinking, you know what, I'm not a selfish person, and that you're bigger than this. You like to do things for others, not for yourself. To this, I'd say just let yourself down this one time and be a dick and go and hit that subscribe button and do this one for you and maybe a little bit for us as well. So this has been the Hot Seat. He's been Finn Fisher Black. And Finn, mate, thank you so much, dude.
Thanks for having me. It was good to chat for the Vuelta, and stay in touch.
Yeah, absolutely. All right. Enjoy.
Cheers.